you!
Yes, you! If you like what you see, please hit the like, subscribe, share button, click the bell to all notifications on if you want to know every single time I upload. I play video games, I do funny videos, I am an absolute crazy ranting crazy person. Please share to Twitter, Facebook, Blogger. I still don't know what the crap Blogger is. And enjoy the video. We're doing this again. We're really sticking our politics ball right into our entertainment. You know how much I love that. Hello everyone, I am Mecha-Random42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy, and I think I'm still a little bit angry about what I've been seeing with Star Trek lately. I think maybe it's about time to go full Harpy mode on Star Trek, at least modern day Star Trek. And if you do like this design, check out my Teespring store and shout out to Cool Skull. We will be working together in the future also. Great design, great artist. If you want something quick, good. I mean, look at this. Look how cool this is. You want this? I want this. Come on. What I don't want is partisan politics littering my entertainment. What I don't want is my Star Trek actors to continually be on and on and on about how their side is better than the side anybody else is on. Either side. And I don't like getting super partisan either. I like to be more inclusive than that. You know, whatever happened to infinite diversity in infinite combinations? Oh, I guess it only applies if you fall into the certain partisan preferred political alignment of Star Trek nowadays and their current culture and their current message and their current modern day self-righteous, self-important, anti-fan rhetoric that has been littering my Star Trek for far too long, and I am tired of it. And I know you're tired of it too. And when you sent me with your money to Star Trek Las Vegas last year, and I did not spend your money to hear Jason Isaacs tell me about what's going on in the White House, how Istonophobic he believes that the president is, I don't care. I don't care. I'm here to listen to these grown adult celebrity entertainers get on stage, tell me some anecdotes about the cast and the crew, tell me what might be happening next season. Sing a song, do a dance, something. Entertain me. Don't preach to me. Don't preach to me. And Star Trek used to be more about including all walks of life, all ideals, and listening and coming to some sort of arrangement and compromise. It was never this, oh, you're against us, so we're going to silence you, annihilate your opinion or any opinion that we might assume might be an opinion that we disagree with. So much to the point where we want to demonize every person who might possibly disagree with us. Even if that means being off-putting to people who do agree with you. And that is where I really come in and I really get annoyed with this stuff. Because regardless of what side you're on, you're showing up to Star Trek to see a hopeful, optimistic look on the world, or outlook on the world, rather. You're showing up to see this evolved, advanced civilization where they've evolved past the need for things like money. They've evolved past the need for things like having to pay rent. Because guess what? Guess what? You do have your sort of commerce in Star Trek, but you are not for wanting of anything. Am I using that term correctly? They have replicators. They have advanced technology where human needs are met no matter what. Nobody cannot afford to feed themselves in the Star Trek future. Nobody can. And that is because they have things in place like your replicators, your transporters, alternate means of fuel, technology, like all this. There are people who might view things completely different. There are people out there who might be grossed out that you eat with your mouth in front of another person, like we've heard in Enterprise. There are people out there who might be so offended by you mispronouncing one word. There might be people out there who only speak in metaphor, and that's their only means of communication. And they might have a completely different viewpoint than you. They might. And that is what infinite diversity and infinite combinations was all about. And that was a very Vulcan thing. And the fact that these modern day Star Trek actors are using today's polarized political climate to confirm what we already knew from Star Trek Las Vegas last year, that there is a shift, there's a huge rift, would be the better word to use, in the Star Trek community between this clique of modern-day convention circuit Star Trek actors whose whole entire career is based on this convention circuit. Their whole entire existence is in this little clique of Star Trek people, and there's a reason why you saw the actors come back you did. For Picard, like Hugh of Borg and Seven of Nine and all of these characters coming back in that didn't logically make sense, and some of the other ones didn't. And now everybody sees a sweet, sweet change coming in from the new stuff. And they want to stay on the convention circuit because they know the conventions are catering to a very specific demographic of people who cheer when they hear Orange Man bad. And they cheer. And it doesn't matter even if you believe him. Even if you... And I hope that people who watch me can understand how off-putting that is to hear constantly in everything. In everything. I'm going Mechaception here. It's so off-putting to hear it constantly in every little bit of entertainment. Media, if you follow these actors on social media, if you hear anything in the world, if you turn on the news, it's all over it. And I know we're about 2 weeks out from this whole mess to hopefully be over, and then I can go back to talking about stuff I want and just making fun of the Star Trek memes and the weird stuff that we... Yes, like her. How... Side note. People are upset that we complain about Michael Burnham. People are upset that we complain about this character in Star Trek Discovery, and I always like to point out that this character would be terrible if it were a white man. It would be... Because really... It's Star Trek, the superficial stuff has nothing to do with anything anymore. We've evolved past that in Star Trek. Nobody actually cares. Only the current modern day fan base seems to care. And a lot of the current modern day actors, even some of our classic actors, get a little into this little clique. It's mostly the new people and the old people who want to continue to work in the franchise, right? It's the new people and the old people who have a pretty sweet gig on the convention circuit and don't want to give it up. And a lot of the other Trek actors, you go into more the Voyager and the Deep Space Nine era of people, for the most part, were saying, hey, what about us? We were all as diverse. We had this before anybody. Yeah, John Billingsley, who played Dr. Phlox, who said, hey, I was the first in a relationship like that, because I had husbands and wives. In fact, his wives were married to other husbands, and I don't think he was married to the husbands, but sure, if you want to interpret that, great. Nothing wrong with that. You do you. I am all for people being allowed to love who they want, to feel how they want to feel. As long as it doesn't actually literally infringe upon other people's rights, then that's where the line is kind of drawn there. But we always had that. We always had these massive, amazing, progressive themes in a way that was inclusive to everybody. It was in a way that made it seem like one side didn't feel morally superior, and therefore the other side must be squashed like the bugs that they are. In their opinion, right? In their opinion. That's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like, that they have so much hatred and so much arrogance to their opposed, or their opposition, their perceived enemy. And I see it on both sides of the aisle sometimes. I see the same back and forth on both sides. And as you guys know, I am an alien observer to your world, for all we know. I don't even vote, so I don't care about any of who people do. If they want to, great. I mean, that's your right, your responsibility, your passion. Do it if you want. Or don't if you don't want to. And I don't want anybody to be shamed for choosing not to either. And I don't want anybody to be shamed for not going along with their pre-approved Star Trek political affiliation just because people who aren't smart enough to know what Star Trek was all about say so. Now, this is the second video I've done having to go full harpy on Marina Sirtis. I believe the first one was where she decided that male Star Trek fans Basically, we're undateable and had never seen women before, yada yada, all that crap. So here we go. This is round 2. Kirstie Alley, lover or hater, I follow her on Twitter because she seems pretty intelligent and doesn't do a lot of the male bashy stuff or fan bashy stuff or I'm better than you, neener neener, my fart circle is better than your fart circle. She doesn't seem to do that, and I know what she's affiliated with, and I know what side of the fence she's leaning on because she said so, and that's fine to express it. It's fine to express it. It's when you cross the line here and you do this sort of thing with Marina Sirtis now, Deanna Troi. For people who might only know just a bare minimum about Star Trek history, now Kirstie Alley played Saavik in The Wrath of Khan, and she was later replaced by Robin Curtis in Star Trek 3. But this stuff is just so off-putting. This stuff. Whatever happened to infinite diversity in infinite... Whatever happened to letting her have her opinion? Now, whether you agree with Kirstie Alley or not isn't really the point of this whole video. The point of this whole video is the Trek community and actors who have this cult-like clique mentality where they want to gang up on anybody who is not in their own little fart-sniffing circle. That's what it feels like to me, because look at what happens here. And see, this is kind of why I have an issue with these celebrities getting super political, because it does create a divide and harms your brand entertainment-wise. If you are a political commentator, if you're somebody like me who knows they have a specific fan base, and knows that part of one side is shoving politics into entertainment and part of the other side, presumed by that side, is to, hey, can we get the stuff out of it and just focus on, I don't know, exploring space and crap? Is that so hard to do? That is where I have to get drawn into this stuff. This is where I am part of this, is because I've been saying for years, get your politics out of this. When they brought in the Klingons as an allegory for Trump supporters with the Make Klingon Great Again thing, that is where I got really, really annoyed. I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear that crap. And the fact that when we have people who are compelled to even express which side of the aisle they're on, and that's perfectly fine, that is their right to do so, but when it leaks into the actual clique part of the Star Trek fandom, when it is something that is endorsed by the brand, when it is something that is approved by the brand, then you're sending this message that her beliefs are not okay, that Kirstie Alley's beliefs and her choice of candidate is not okay for them, and that it is a one party, one person, one side sort of thing. And screw that infinite diversity and infinite combinations crap. We only mean that in regards to the physical, superficial, outward color of people's skin and appearance, and their gender and what they identify as. Not inclusive of what people might believe that might be different than us. And what happens? Well, you see this type of stuff, and then the mob comes, and then you have more divisive Star Trek stuff. Again, yet they have the nerve to complain about me. Well, let's just see. Whoever this person is, you were a poopy Vulcan anyway. Screw it, I'll just check the thing. You were a shitty Vulcan anyway. Good girl, bye. And they've got pretty much everybody tagged in, and Anthony Rapp, who voted for Black Lives Matter up here. Is that a candidate? Is Black Lives Matter a candidate now? Has decided to like this one anyway. All right. So you have, and Wilson Cruz, of course, because they're more of the clique and the cult members of these new Star Trek sort of fan bases. More of these activists, and we get it, you can be an activist, you can spend money, you can do whatever you need to do, when you're not representing a brand that is supposed to be inclusive and about infinite diversity and infinite combinations. Like seriously, you're not being very inclusive of people just based on this last 4 crapping years of Orange Man bad crap. I have been hearing this stuff nonstop since Ghostbusters 2016, and I'm tired of hearing about it. For crying out loud. It is just getting old, and you know what? Marina Sirtis, she took shots at male geeks a while back, implying they're all incels. Keep confirming how Trek isn't for everyone and it isn't inclusive, Marina. Oh, also, Michael Dorn retweeted that. See, now, at first I thought that this was just maybe an inside joke between friends, you know. Oh, haha, you're dead to me, girl. Oh, yeah, you too. And they might disagree and be okay. No. This is not what this is. This is the Trek people firmly planting their place on their side of history, and anybody else is just the enemy. You're just blindly blocked. Oh, and speaking of people who have me blocked on Twitter, I know Wilson Cruz does after pretty much no interactions. Also, Hugh of Borg, he seems to pretty much hate everybody who's on the other side of the fence as him, you know, super, well, he was a Borg after all. I know that's ist against Borg, but just go ahead and cancel me for it. Now, he is married to Jerry Ryan's manager, isn't he? And of course, this is part of this diversity initiative because he is a man married to another man, which is great. Why not? I don't care. Sure, you do you if you want to have some sort of traditional family values, I guess. I thought you didn't like those people. I thought marriage was a mostly concern. I don't know. Cancel me again. I'm getting a little too thinky. They don't like it when people think. Why did I pull him up? Well, you might ask. His response to a fan last week when said fan dared to mention he's not going to vote for one political affiliation. And he's been especially quite vicious to people. So he's saying, thanks for invalidating my marriage and taking away my insurance. Hey, I won't have any. Can I have some? Can I have the option to go out and maybe date somebody? No. Oh, okay. My choice doesn't matter to him. Got it. Only his selfish whatever. You obviously only care about your ideas and not the reality of where we are right now. Oh, I care. I care that there's forest fires outside. I care that I'm not really concerned so much about possibly getting married anytime soon. I don't have health care right now. And I care mostly that the Star Trek I grew up on was something I could look forward to in a hopeful, optimistic view of reality and not, you know, let's get back at everybody we disagree with because we might disagree instead of And just viciously demonize, viciously spew vile hatred towards them. And he is part of this with all the usual people. Alison Pill, Anthony Rapp, Brent Spiner, Gaze McFadden, Decay. Oh, all of these people, every single one of these are your pre-approved Star Trek faces. These are the only ones that matter to them. The Trek of the vote thing. This is their super partisan. Gee, what did I say? All the people at the convention, all of the convention sort of types that are all part of this little clique, that are all putting activism in front of the actual brand. And if you don't like us, well, you're just an enemy of Star Trek. And that is not the Star Trek I signed up for. Thank you very much. I have ranted about this long enough. I think I made my point. This is just an update on why this is so divisive and more of the divisive stuff and how off-putting it is to the rest of us who don't care who you people are voting for. I don't care. I do not care who you're voting for and whatever side of the fence you're on. None of my business. Really, it really isn't. My job is to get this crap out of my entertainment and whatever these people do on their own time. But this just seems like a Star Trek convention panel lineup to me. This is just After Trek with Will Crapping Wheaton. This is just more of the same crap that we see on their YouTube channels. This is more of their propaganda. This is more of their, oh, you're just an istonophobe. I don't care. Just stop. You're boring the crap out of everybody. No one wants to listen to you guys sniff each other's farts for 2 hours. I want my money back, and I want an apology from the Star Trek crew, the production team. And then I will stop talking about Star Trek. Until then, I am not going to let up on this. I am going to continue to call out bad Star Trek. Because the second I dared to complain about it on Twitter when I was still a gaming channel, I was called an ist, or a phobe, or every other name under the sun. Because they assume, and their fan base assumes, and they're told and programmed to say all of these talking points, and we're tired of it. We're tired of the marketing accounts. We're tired of the bots. We're tired of the people who recite back the same crap without having any understanding of anything that came before. And I'm so tired of this. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am MechaRandom42. I will see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
Damn.